Alrighty, what is up everybody? I'm back with another day of Spyro gaming after a 3-day long break. And actually a heck of a trip to Washington DC. I'm back and I'm only a little hungover. Ready to get back into this week of Spyro grinding. I'll definitely be talking about it a bunch as people start rolling in here, but for now I gotta get kind of acquainted with the game again. I must say I feel, just in these first 2 seconds of playing, I feel absolutely terrible at this game, so it's probably not gonna be the finest runs ever, but who knows, you know, if our attitude is right and the vibes are right, then who knows. But either way, I am back, and yeah, I'm happy to be back. And you know what? I could have gone online yesterday. Also, we actually got back from DC pretty early, like around noon, and I totally could have just had like a leftover sandwich and just got back to streaming. But I was like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna keep this party going. And boy, what a mistake that was. Because I ended up drinking. I ended up walking over to the grocery store and stopping in at this really nice bar over by there, and they had this fucking, dude, they had this sangria drink that was so good. It didn't even taste like sangria. It was like a tiki rum beverage. But the bartender lady there was so nice. She was from the Bahamas. Oh my god, real sweetheart. And there's my mom in the chat. That is my actual mom, by the way, so everyone say hi, Mom. I'm doing great, sweetie. Thank you so much. You're doing great as well. Kale, thank you for the sub, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, guys, so, Washington, D.C. was fun. Should I just start telling the story? Just start, you know, take it from day one, Friday? I started, I'll kind of give like a quick overview of the experience. So as many of you guys know, I took the last 3 days off to go to the the Cherry Blossom Festival. I always mix it up because there's like a strawberry festival we go to too, so I always say the wrong one. Anyways, we drive up to DC, Washington DC, which is like a 3-hour drive, and it's pouring rain. I mean, it's like rain clouds and just like intense, like it was pouring rain for like the entire drive up there. Traffic, accidents everywhere, you know, the whole nine. But we get through it, and we get up there to hang out with Sarah's friend. I'm not gonna say any names, but we hung out with Sarah's friend and stayed at her apartment, which was really nice. She's a real sweetheart, by the way. And freaking yeah, so night one, we went and got sushi with Kylie Kayubi, I think is how you pronounce their username. And yeah, Kylie met up with me at the sushi place, and damn, that sushi was good, by the way. I got like the tuna I was not even expecting was like super fatty, like marbled, amazing. So shit was real nice. So anyways, I spent a pretty penny on some sushi and came back to the apartment, had a tall can of some beer, and played RuneScape all. Oh, by the way, side note, every time I was at this apartment, I played RuneScape and I did nothing except fucking building benches in my player house, and I went from level 96 to 98 construction in like 2 nights of that. So yeah, I went hard in the construction, in the drunken construction game. So anyways, you know, first night down. We get up early the next day to go to the I keep saying it, the Cherry Blossom Festival. And to those who don't know, it's just like a outdoor festival with like booths and like cosplay contests and a ton of food. There's like a whole row of like food vendors that have like fried rice, teppanyaki, takoyaki, okonomiyaki, fucking sake, fucking any other akis I'm missing. Gotta get that shit the aki way, you know. Teriyaki. So yeah, I ate a bunch of food, and I spaced it out really nicely because yeah, fried ricey yaki, and I spaced it out really nicely because I ate plenty of, like, first thing we did when we got there is we got some food. I forgot all of what I ate, but you know, I had like one of those big chicken sticks, you know. Anyways, I had some of that. And I would this was my strategies. I would get food and I would walk around with Sarah and her friend, like around the, you know, they're like looking at like booths and plushies and stuff like that. I'd grab a beer from one of the many beer trucks, and then we just repeat that process basically. like that's like about a 30-minute like round trip of like, okay, food, go look at some stuff, go grab a beer, and then, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, and then it's like, okay, let's repeat the whole thing. Grab a little bit more finger food, grab some more beer, go to, you know, and so I had about 4 beers throughout the whole day and ate like a metric fuck ton of like different fried rice and whatever. I wish I'd have gotten the fucking pork buns. They had pork buns there that I should have gotten. They also had a bunch of onigiris, which were really good. I should have gotten more of those just to go. Onigiris go hard. But yeah, so throughout the whole day we were there for like several hours, and I had about 4 beers and a ton of food. I bought Sarah one of those like cat clocks that, like, you know, waves its arm like this, you know what I'm talking about? And so yeah, so that was that. We ended up, what happened after that? We ended up going back to her friend's place, and by that time, we stopped on the way back to get weed because they don't sell weed in Virginia unless you're a medical patient, which I'm not. So we bought the Maryland legal weed, which was really nice because it was kind of funny because to any of you guys who have ever bought weed from a dispensary before, you'll know that the actual procedure for that varies a lot from state to state. And I'm used to California, where you can go in and they have all the buds like in glass cases, and you can be like, you know, there'll be some like, you know, young, you know, bud tender lady with her tits out, and she'll be like, oh, I really like this one, and she'll let you smell it and grab it with the chopsticks. None of that bullshit in Maryland. It's like, in Maryland, it's straight to the point. You fucking walk in, you place your order on an iPad. Okay, you don't get to see the weed. You don't get to look at the edibles. The first thing you do is you buy something on the iPad. You place the order on the iPad, and then you get in line, and then the guy gives you the weed, and you can't look at it at any point because I guess part of the law is that it has to be sealed or whatever. So I bought the cheapest I bought a half ounce of the cheapest indica they had, and I was just like I asked the guy behind the counter, I was like, hey, is this stuff any good? You know, like. He's like, oh yeah, we grow it ourselves. I'm like, oh okay, well I guess that's a little bit more reassuring. It's better than the fucking shake I was smoking before, so. Luckily I didn't get totally scammed, you know, buying the cheapest thing off of an iPad. So yeah. Yeah, no, you don't get to look at any of it. You can't open any of it. It's all sealed. It's like against the law, I guess, for the customers to like look or... But it's so funny because, again, in California, they'll have it set up so you can like take a dab, like at the end, like you could like spin a wheel. This is like every weed dispensary in California. They'll have like a wheel behind the counter, like Wheel of Fortune, and maybe they'll give you a free pre-roll, or one of the wheel options is always take a fucking dab, you know, before going out and driving, you know, home or something. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just such a funny change of pace. I remember complaining about that the whole time. But yeah, so anyways, we get our weed and then we go back to the apartment. Of course, Sarah and I split an edible, and we watched Spirited Away for the first time. I had never seen it before, but I, you know, of course, in the spirit of the Japanese fest, and I had like a Miyazaki like shirt. We were like, hey, we should watch a Miyazaki thing. So of course we watched Spirited Away, and man, that was a great movie, by the way. I can see why people are in love with that movie. It's a fucking amazing movie. And yeah, fucking after that I remember I was like, well shit, like I kind of want to keep this party going a little bit here, so I'm gonna, you know, Sarah and her friend were kind of like winding down. They were getting like kind of couch locked, and I was like, I kind of want to go outside, and you know, maybe there's like a bar like right at the bottom of the apartment complex. I'm like, I'm gonna go to this bar and like have a couple beers or whatever, you know. And I go down there, you know, and by this time it's like nighttime. I go down there, and it's this wonderful old. I mean, this is the thing they don't tell you guys about, like when you're an alcoholic, basically. Is when you, and this is just how it is, I guess, in America with alcohol, is when you end up going to bars and stuff a lot, and I guess, I don't know, I guess I'm like a pretty talkative person. I'm not the type of dude that'll just sit there and just like, okay, don't talk to me. I guess that's like the true alcoholic, is to just sit there and just like, you know, blinders on. All right, give me a Jack and Coke. But I'm not like that at all. I'll sit down. I was the only person there, and it was this beautiful, I mean, not beautiful, but really sweet Indian lady who had been working there since like before the pandemic. Owned the place with her husband and worked it with her son, and we were talking all about, you know, when she first came to America and what it was like. We were talking about all sorts of stuff, and I was putting down the Michelob Ultras. Those shits tasted. Can I just say something real quick? Michelob Ultra on the tap. I've become slowly like a Mich Ultra fan. Maybe it's just me in my advanced stage of beer drinking. I've been so tired of all these IPAs and everything, which I mean I love them, but you can only have so much of it, you know. I was having at the festival earlier, they had only Japanese, the Ichiban. And there's something about that Ichiban beer. Honestly, I think it's inferior to Sapporo. I'm just going to say that. I really think the Kirin Ichiban, it has like this dry taste to it. Like they really go for like a dry beer. It like has more of a bite. It's sort of like an IPA, I guess you could say. But, yeah, I mean, I just was not vibing with these Ichibans, but man, when I went down to this bar and had some Mich Ultras with the fucking Indian lady, oh my god, the vibes were just through the roof. The vibes were through the roof until like a semi-homeless lady walked in and just started like just kind of setting up there and just talking to it. Like she kind of took over the conversation with us. She was like, oh, well, I mean, she was nice. She was from Nicaragua. So she was nice, but she was like, you could tell she was definitely a little like drunk and like, you know, all over the place. Like her vibe needed some work, but that's okay, you know. Like that's kind of the magic of talking to people at the bars. You never know like what you're gonna get, you know. So I'm not one to judge. And speaking of Kylie, welcome. See you right there in the chat right now. That sushi was good, huh? Kylie got a big old plate of fried octopus and something else, I think, right? It was really good. Yeah, that was slapping. No, and dude, that tuna, man. I never had such good tuna that wasn't like specifically marketed as like, oh, this is the fucking Otoro, whatever. It was just like, here's some tuna. It's the fucking best thing ever. It's like, okay, nice. Nice. What's up, Mustard Dreams? Found me on YouTube. Finally managed to catch up. Welcome. Welcome, everyone getting here right now. Love you guys. That mama slapped. It really did. That sushi was definitely a standout moment. We also got Jersey Mike's as well the next day, you know, so I had some leftover Jersey Mike's, which always is good. What's up, Kin? Ready for some cock? I am. I'm ready to cock and roll here, so to speak. Let's head over to Dry Canyon and just do the little tricks and peacekeepers before we get into some runs here. So yeah, so that was like it was a really fun night. Of course, after all this stuff each night, I would go back to the apartment, you know, to the friend's apartment, and I was like set up on the nice like kitchen counter with the bar stool, and I was just banging out the gnome benches in RuneScape. I went from, I said this earlier, but I went from 96 to 98 construction, which is like a solid like 3-4 hours at least of just sitting there just clicking the same thing like over. I was like in the zone. I was in that drunken stoned RuneScape zone. It took me back to when I got my other 99s, like Hunter 99 and Fishing 99, especially Hunter 99. It was very much that same pace of clicking, I remember. Such a simple task, just over and over and over. So yeah, I made some big gains. But yeah, also so that was like basically the whole trip. But the story doesn't end there. Fortunately, because now after the whole Cherry Blossom Festival and the RuneScape and whatever, it comes Sunday. Yesterday, and it was time for us to leave. So it was like, okay, like we got up early, you know, got some Dunkin', got everything packed up in the car, and we got on our way. And surprisingly, at this point, I wasn't like hungover or anything like that. I had spaced out all the beers nicely. I had a lot of food throughout the whole trip. And we ended up getting home at like 1:10 or something. We ended up getting home, and I'm like, damn, I could fucking stream today. And then I don't know if there was like some devil on my shoulder or something. Again, this is like kind of the pervasive nature of like, you could say like, you know, early stage alcoholism, you could say, is there's like an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. The angel is like, go stream, go do some runs, get back on that horse. You know, you hadn't streamed for 2 days. That was what the angel was saying. But I was like, but the devil was like, dude, you just drove for 3 hours. Like, you don't have any groceries. Why don't you just go walk to the grocery store and maybe stop at the bar on the way over there, eh? And I'm like, you know what, Devil, that's actually such a great idea. So I walk, you know, the mile and a half to the grocery store and end up having some beers at the bar there. I must have gone to like 3 or 4 different bars this whole weekend, you know, if you count like the beer truck and everything. And yeah, at this it's at this really fancy Italian restaurant. It's funny because that's the only place that's like open on Sunday. There's like an actual bar next to it that's like closed on Sunday. So I always end up at this Italian restaurant. Of course, who goes to a fancy Italian restaurant to drink at the bar? Nobody. There's like hardly anyone there just to eat normally anyways. So again, I had the whole bar to myself. I was talking to the wonderful bohemian lady working the bar, and she had this fucking amazing, they called it sangria, but it was really more like a rum tiki drink, like jungle juice situation. Man, that shit got me right. That shit got me right. And so I walk home after that, and then I'm like, I don't know why. Again, I must have just been like kind of like, oh, I still feel like adventuring, you know, type of mindset. Because I didn't want to just go home and just play RuneScape. I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'm having a day of adventure here. Let's go Uber to the fucking brewery and go play Miss Pac-Man. And by this point, I had already drinking plenty, so I was like, I'm not getting any beer at the brewery or anything. I'm just gonna go there and just play Miss Pac-Man. I played like shit, obviously, because I haven't played in a while, and I was like already several drinks deep at this point. So after that, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna like walk home. This was yesterday. Which, by the way, instead of doing all that, I really should have just streamed, you know what I mean, and just gotten groceries after instead of going on this whole I mean, keep in mind, I'm like burning through money here doing this, you know. To each place I'll stop for a drink or to get some food, you know. Go through money pretty quickly doing that sort of thing. I mean, welcome to America, I guess. But, yeah, so I, after fucking sucking at Miss Pac-Man for a while, I remember leaving the fucking brewery so defeated. I had like my little my arm that I hold the camera on, you know, because I'm like serious about it. I gotta record my attempts with my phone, so I use like a little dongle thing on the fucking cabinet. So I walk out dejected with my dongle, and I'm like walking. I'm like I don't really want to walk all the way home. So I'm kind of formulating my plan. I'm like, maybe I'll pick up a pizza on the way home while I'm walking, and then I walk by just serendipitously. I walk by a kebab place, like a halal, you know, halal food place, and it's a grand opening. You know, it's like fuck, dude. Let's get some fucking halal food. Like, so I go and I order. And then I walk over to that same gas station and this is where I fucked up again. I went to that same gas station where they had the Arizona hard spiked teas. And I got one of those. I got 2 of those in my drunkenness. I was like, let me get one for later, one for now, whatever, you know. I got 2 of those. This gas station, by the way, it's crazy. They got like all the gambling like setups, like the big screen slot machines right there. Like that shit's ratchet. But anyways, they have the fucking hard Arizona, so I was like, I'm not complaining. This place is pretty cool if you ask me. So I go there, grab my food, and then I have Sarah coming to pick me up. So I'm just kind of sitting on the corner, eating some of this food, and just pounding one of these Arizona hard spiked sweet teas. And that was a fucking mistake drinking that, because I probably would have been fine, like no hangover, if I hadn't drinking that. And I noticed that was kind of a recurring theme throughout the weekend, is at the end of each night is like, there would always be like one sip or one tall can or one drink at a place. It would always be like one drink too many, and I would know, I'd be like, shouldn't have done that one because now I'm gonna be fucking hungover, whatever. And I managed to dodge the hangover all weekend until today, you know, after having that Arizona, dude, I swear to God, I woke up this morning and it wasn't even like a normal hangover. I was just nauseous. I was like, I could tell my body like wanted to throw up, not to get too TLDR. I did not throw up, by the way. I could tell my body wanted to throw up, but I have such a suppressed gag reflex. Like I'll do everything in my body to avoid throwing up. So even though I probably should have thrown up this morning, I did. Not to mention, I was also eating leftover beef and broccoli that I had made before going on the trip. So that also wasn't sitting right in my stomach. So I was just so queasy this morning. And I was just kind of in and out of bed from like 8 a.m. till like 11 a.m., 12, you know. And I eventually got over it. I went for my morning walk, made food, and yeah, now I'm here. Now it's 3 p.m. and I'm just over here just kind of telling the story of my weekend. And it's all good, you know. I mean, I'm living now. But yeah, basically, I drank a lot. I ate a lot. I had a lot of good time. Had a lot of good conversations. Met a lot of fun new people here or there. You know, strangers and friends alike. And it was a really fun trip to DC overall. And I'm definitely not drinking at all this week. I think yesterday I kind of wanted to, I don't know, again, you could say it's like some pervasive sort of like alcoholic mentality that like yesterday I was like, I could stream, but I'm just gonna go like slightly overboard with drinking so that way I don't want to anymore. And it's like when I say that out loud, that sounds so fucking stupid because it's like, just don't drink then, you know? It's like you're gonna drink a lot so that way you don't want to drink. Well, congrats, that's what I did, you know? It's just funny. But yeah, you know, despite a little bit too much alcohol, I lived and, you know, I didn't get too sloppy or anything. I was totally good and life is good. Spent a pretty penny and had a pretty good time, pretty memorable time. So yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be California sober this week. We did just pick up weed, so I'm gonna be smoking a shit ton of weed basically instead of drinking. That's the plan. What's up, Jamlot? Thank you for the 21 months. Hell yeah, hope me and Strawberry are good. We are. We had a blast in Washington this weekend. In Maryland. What's up, Marathon? Let me read through what you guys are saying here. By the way, welcome everyone just getting here on YouTube or Twitch right now. I was just telling the story of my my weekend, which was a fun little getaway trip to Washington, D.C. to see the Cherry Blossom Festival. Of course, Sarah and I got a bunch of cute pictures with the cherry blossom trees out there. And a ton of weeb, you know, food and drink and merch and whatnot. It was fun. It was a good time. On the way to the camp, hubby put on Billy strings to get in the mountain mood. And you're gonna explain to him, you got to explain to him what California sober meant. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing this week. Because, yeah, I'm still, you know, I had to take a few ibuprofen. I mean, I could tell there's like that lingering headache in the background. It's like, ooh. But at least I'm not like actually feeling like I'm gonna throw up anymore. That was just the worst. This morning was like ass. I was like, fuck that. Fuck that Arizona. It's funny because last time I had one of those, it was like the best fucking thing ever. And it was the same thing. I was walking back home from the brewery, but I guess the difference was I had like a lot of like bitter beer from the brewery at the time. This was like like a month ago or something. I had like a bunch of bitter ass like ales and fucking IPAs and whatnot. So my mouth was like really like dying for something sweet, I think. So I think that's like, it was like the perfect drink in the perfect moment. But yesterday it was like the opposite. Yesterday it was like I was kind of going off of, oh yeah, that thing was so good and it's right over there, so let me go grab that. And no, I remember like I was like low-key chugging that thing in the parking lot, and I was like, you know what? I wish I just had water. You know, like water would be better here. And I have been drinking plenty of water, by the way. Don't get too concerned. Always keep the fucking hydro. Everywhere I went, I had this hydro flask on me. I'm gonna be sober every day this week except Wednesday. It's your 29th birthday, dude. Happy birthday, Julie. What's up, 9Ts? Cherry Blossom Festival. It's like a Japanese culture festival. It's outdoors. There's like booths and food, and there's like a stage where they'll do cosplay contests. And it's all kind of in celebration of the cherry blossom trees that are planted outside of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. It's like a sort of show of grace and peace between grace, peace, harmony, and love between America and Japan, I guess you could say. But it's just like a little, just you walk around and you buy food and stuff. It's nothing that crazy. Of course, they got the guys there playing the taiko drums and stuff, and sake and all that stuff. Haven't checked out stream in a while. How's it going? Well, I haven't streamed in a while. It's been 3 days, and this game feels quite foreign to me, I must say. That's usually not the case even when I take little breaks. Usually I'll come back and the game feels like really fun and exciting. Right now it's like, I think there is a little bit of that, but it's like also foreign. Like I could tell like there's some definite rust. Probably having to do with the fact that I'm like a bit hungover, was a bit nauseous. I think like my actual hand-eye coordination probably just generally isn't that strong today, regardless of rust. So I think that's all sort of playing a factor. But that's how I'm feeling. And yeah. No, it's not like an apology. I know you're just joking, Magni, but it's not like a festival that like is apologizing for war crimes between the US and Japan. I think that sort of ship has sailed its course. It really has nothing to do with like the former, like the World War II or whatever the fuck it was. I'm sure back at the time those cherry blossoms were planted originally in Washington, D.C., there was probably more of that sentiment, perhaps. Of course, now it's just a celebration of culture type of thing. What's up, Jumia? What the fuck? That is not where I meant to go. Change my skin. I gotta look pretty. Let's go gold. PP colored Spyro. Blue and gold. There we go. Dude, how is it? There we go. Please work, right? Okay, thank you. Nope. Dold. He's the color Dold. But yeah, I guess in other news since I've been gone, I did manage to post a new video. Which, thank you to John Bondi and Luminescent Sky for helping me get that all happening. I was on one on Friday. I was like, I streamed for like 5 hours and then I fucking spent like another 3 hours like editing and whatever, finishing that video. I fucking went in. I think that's why I felt, that's probably like subconsciously what made me like really want to turn up this weekend. Like with the drinking and the partying and the spending money and hanging out and talking to people. It's like, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like, alright, I did it all. I did everything I intended to do, you know? And so now I'm just chilling. But yeah, thanks to everyone who checked out or liked that video about the hardest speedway mod, 120%. In all, if I could be like completely candid for a second, like that video definitely did not get as much viewage as I was hoping. Especially considering my last, like, oh, super hard Spyro mod, like, last few videos like that have definitely gotten, like, a lot more, but it's okay. I post videos like that, you know, totally okay with, like, the worst case scenario, which is that, like, nobody gives a fuck. I'm happy to say that it's better than that. It's, you know, it's not like no one gives a fuck. So, yeah. But, yeah, full candidness was like, ah, you know. Not every video hits, you know, even when you think it's like a good title, thumbnail, and good content. You can't ever expect a video to hit. That's just how it goes on YouTube. Oh god. I enjoyed my weekend in Dry Canyon. Yes, I did. In DC. in Diet Coke. Alright, let's exit this level, do the jump. Probably get into runs here soon. What's up, Composer? Thank you for the good luck. Hope you've been doing well recently. Wait, where the fuck am I? I'm supposed to make a save state. Dare I try the roll a few more times? The roll is pretty cool. What is up, Anchovy with the raid, and all of my fellow Spyro bitches in the chat. It's good to see you all. Eric, Justin, Nova, Faded, Jumia. Yeah, everyone who's here twice, shoutouts to you, true Spyro fans. Welcome, guys. I'm just getting warmed up right now. I'm just about to hop into runs here in just a moment. I'm trying to decide. I need you guys' help. Should I do this roll? It's a really annoying roll to get right. Especially quickly, you know? Like, I guess I could, like, set it up for a moment, but... I don't know. It's like the time you'd take setting it up, like, negates the time save of it. It's like, from what I understand, it's like supposed to be like a 1 to 2 second time save reroute of this area to do that. But it's like, I'll just do that, you know? So, I sort of have not been doing it. Oh, shit. This jump just feels a lot more like in your control. If my boss is in the chat, can he fire me? That's one way to do it. Have I tried holding left? Oh yeah, that's what fucking Days said. Let me try that. If I press left too hard, though, he turns the wrong way. Oh, whoa. What's up, Ricky? Like, if I'm gonna press left, I need to turn... And in general, actually, this is the strat, is to turn in a little bit more with this. There we go. And here it is without it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, it's a cool trick. I mean, it would be cool to hit that first trying to run, but it's like, for how annoying Mama Proxy and other stuff in this homeworld is, it's like, and considering that this is like barely a time save in routing, you just kind of do this whole area backwards. It's just like, I don't want to do that. Unless someone proves that it's like 3+ seconds faster, which I doubt, then I'm not gonna incorporate that. It's totally doable though, it's not like impossible or anything. Just less consistent. Alright, here's another composer thing that I should do. I should look at. 1.52. Alright. I'll say 2. I'll start saying 2 seconds. I was saying 1 before. Let me be more charitable. Let me double that. And say 2. I'll just dodge those reds, honestly. Okay, so, I'm going to dodge this dragon here. Head over this way. And there's a couple things to look at. There's the slide off after this room, and then there's the non-2 gem grab after. There we go. This. Let's make a safe state here. Saves 19 seconds, loses 40. Yeah, that sounds right. No, too dank. Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'll play music. I mean, sometimes. What's up, Rue? Thank you for the 41 months. Appreciate it. Hope I'm well. I'm doing pretty good. A little hungover today, but doing well besides that. Yeah, double that time save and give it to the next person. Yeah, with the roll. Right. What's up, Nuke? Thank you, thank you. And whatever. Okay, so don't turn left here. Don't turn left, turn right. I'm so bad at it. Here, I'll make the save state after the, Hold on. I gotta reload it here because I'm, like, staring at the box. Okay. Make the save state here, post-dragon. Early extra gems? Which ones? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on this, I might be forgetting something, but the extra gems I grab are like outside the Stone Hill portal. Like compared to what Composer doesn't do, is the extra gems outside the Stone Hill portal and this green right here, which I'm trying to get rid of, but am struggling. Yeah, I do it. I do it, Composer. I was told that that's 3.5 GPS. It's like 2 seconds for 6 gems. Man. I see what you're saying, Composer. That makes sense. What's up, Macy? Thank you for the 8 months and the good luck as well. Hey, what about the Composer? What do you think about the whole Dry Canyon thing? The post-Ivor movement stuff. I guess I should look at that, right? Or should I? I'm not. I like just thought about it like momentarily in my head, like math-wise, but it did not seem like good. But then Daze was like saying something else. Yeah, take a look at the Speedrun Discord. Laura and Daze have been messing with that. Daze does it in runs. No, not the clip through the pedestal. I'll show you. I'll head over there. Dry Canyon. Also, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. 1 minute. All right. So yeah, let's head up over here. And do all this. So I believe Days said this is 60-something gems for like 29 seconds, and then he like amended what he said to be like less than that or something. So yeah, Days does this wall glide here, which I'm not gonna worry about that, but Laura does this. Which also gets extra gems, I suppose. I've never understood this this concept that like charging against like the base of a wall can like give you more height. I've seen people explore this, but I feel like there's something I'm not understanding about the way upward momentum is gained that way. You were trying this for 80. Are you talking about doing it this way or doing it like with the wall glide? I'll do this like a couple more tries, but I'm not loving this. Yeah, I mean, I need to like watch Laura like do it exactly so I can understand better. And then here's the wall glide. But yeah, even if you can get this every time, like the extra gems you'd grab would be maybe 7 there, and then you can count up all these. Would you go for all these? I guess you wouldn't go for those, right? Man, see, I don't know. You have to ask like Days or Laura. The idea is that you'd go over here, of course, and get all this shit. And then I think their discussion is like, do you grab more stuff after this? So I don't know. Or like you grab an extra dragon or something and then reroute, you know, another level. I don't know. It's not my purview right now. It's not, I don't have the brain power for that at the moment. I think I'm gonna do some runs. Let me just head over to Rat Proxy real quick and bang that out for a sec, and then we'll get into it. The goal is to grind against the walls you land. Hold X and square followed by a price. Oh, okay. You want to get Spyro, like, about to flop, like, you want the landing to be such that Spyro flops back up, is what you're saying. Like, just like a little bit. So you, in theory, you could practice it by, like, jumping against the wall and just letting Spyro flop after hitting the ground. Is that, like, what you're saying? Ever do runs with the runs? I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing today. What's Spyro's gender? He's a dragon. Okay, let's do some runs. I'm ready. What's up, Danae? Good luck. You finally figured out the Spyro conundrum you had. Going to any % with your old game since you don't need all the dragons on your PS1 and 120 on Reignited on the PS5. Been working on some of the strats. Well, hey, good luck to you, Danae. I'm going to be honest, I didn't understand any of that, but good luck to you with your Reignited or original playthroughs. It's always great having you here. Yo, Lozzie, what up? Thank you for the good luck. Lozzie, little ESA room update. I'm gonna be if and when I do end up buying my ticket to ESA, I'm gonna try to get a poverty hotel with mainly Maeve, I believe, or at least that's like the tentative plan right now. All right. Let me refresh the capture, so that way it doesn't explode mid-run. Okay, I'll keep the offer in mind. How much would you charge me? Just so I can have a number in my mind. Like, say if I were to crash on your floor all week.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
You could think about it. You could tell me like later. It's not a big deal. Let's get this shit. Do I think the load times would be faster with fast dick speed on, or I don't know what X station is. Is that like that's like a loader, you know, like one of those like hard drive mods where you can like load games from it? You're technically not allowed to speedrun this game from a hard drive or a USB, but you are allowed to play it from a burned disk. But to answer your question, no, it's actually slower to play this game from like a USB or a hard drive or whatever. I don't know if that's what you were saying, but that is slower because those things incur more in-game lag. What's up, T. Elizabeth? Thank you for the good luck. As well as, well, I don't know if you can turn fast disk speed on with, I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. So, yeah, so it is like a hardware mod, yeah. Or like a, I guess technically a soft mod since it's from an SD card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be slower, Wiggett. You just got an old PS2, the original one. What should you get for a modern TV? What are your suggestions tool-wise? I don't know what the tool-wise part means, but I like playing on an old CRT, so that's going to be my recommendation. A CRT with like component input on a fucking PS2 is like class. But you said modern TV, so in that case, I don't know. Maybe you'd want just like some kind of, I don't know, like a gaming monitor and an upscaler maybe. Oops, just missed the fucking thing. I use actually for my computer screens. I just use I'll show you guys. I use cheap ass little $80 smart TVs from Walmart, and they're like 30 inches, so they're like pretty big. I said little, but they're like pretty big. Like an equivalent size like 1080p monitor, like computer monitor would be like, for 3 of them, oh my god, I'd be spending at least like $600 at least. So if you want something cheap and easy, just get a giant smart TV, like cheapo Chinese version, and then use an upscaler with that, I guess. But that honestly, I think that's like a pretty inferior experience to playing on a CRT. But that's just like my opinion, you know. Most people who do play this game on like a modern, like flat panel monitor will do so on like a PC, you know, monitor. Even if the game that you're playing doesn't require a high refresh rate, it's just nicer to have like a more high resolution panel if you're using like a fancy upscaler with it. That's just what I've seen of people that do use flat displays for retro gaming. Yeah, I mean it is a bit of a weird rule, Wiggett, but you just have to ask a mod, like one of the leaderboard mods. I'm not a leaderboard mod, so you'd have to ask one of them with what your particular setup is to, if it's allowed, because I might be wrong that your setup might be allowed, maybe it's not, I don't know. So you just have to ask a mod, which you can see who they are on the speedrun.com leaderboard. What's up, Strad? Welcome, welcome.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
Yeah, Chinese version gonna be extra expensive now. Right. What's up, Brian and Kispy? This should work. Alright, let's get it. Run number 1. I haven't played this game in like 3 days, so... You know. Here's hoping for not... I'm also hungover today, so... Here's hoping for not the worst run I've ever done in my life. I feel like, just with that context, I feel like I should be a little bit more no reset-y today, even if I fuck up like some major tricks or whatever. I shouldn't be so... I'll be playing every day this week, so I'll like slowly turn up the heat like more tomorrow with my resetting, if I'm feeling it. But today I should really try to no reset as much as possible. We'll see what happens. I cut my highlights down to 70. Do I want you to start making more? Yes, I do, Diocha. I totally forgot to reach out to you, but yes. Keep making those, and then I'll try to get Laura going with, like, exporting stuff to YouTube. Or whoever wants to do that. I can even have you do that as well, honestly, but... Let's just get some highlights going, and then we'll figure it out from there. Right now, the YouTube... Do you see... Because you're an editor for my Twitch channel, do you also see the export to YouTube button whenever you click, like, the... You know, on the showing all of your highlights page, you know, there's like an export to YouTube thing. Does that show for you, Dio-chan? Because right now I have it linked to my VODs channel, but... I'll link it over to the second channel and we can just start throwing clips on that. I actually am already posting like all of my old clips on the VODs channel, but I kind of want to do the same thing for the second channel as well. Find a easy way to make shorts as well on top of that, but you know, this is all just spitballing. I'm quite lazy to do all this stuff, as you can imagine, so I'm trying to find like an expedited process through the help of Dio-chan and others. It does show you the export, but that's good. So I'll change my I'll change the channel. Right now it's not going to the right channel, so I'll change that. Remind me, send me a DM to like change the YouTube channel export on Twitch. Shoot me a Discord message to remind me about that. I'll see that after stream. I'll do that, and I can just have you export like all of the little clips that you make directly to YouTube. Like just privated. And then we can kind of go from there with it. And yeah, I'm down to 70 hours out of 100, so if we end up needing more space, I mean, luckily, you know, most clips are just like a couple minutes, you know, maybe a 5-10 minute long discussion at the most, so shouldn't be too bad. I did save quite a few highlights, actually. A lot of my older ones and all of the old clips that were made, you know, for various compilations and whatnot. Yeah, Cherry Blossom Festival was a fucking blast, dude. I drank tons of Japanese beer, ate a ton of like little Japanese finger food. It was super yummy, man. Got Sarah some cute merch. Saw the cosplay contest. Hung out at a few different bars in and around DC and over here actually back home as well yesterday. So I just had an overall very adventurous and fun weekend, albeit with a little bit of too much drinking. But, you know, nothing I didn't bring on myself. Nothing that I can't recover from. I'll be fine. But yeah, giving me all the reason to not drink this week, for sure. California sober this week, which is good because I just picked up a ½ ounce of weed and some gummies, so... As long as I'm puffing on that, I should have really no desire for the poison. Come on, that didn't work. That is some ass. What's up, Pendies? I'm gonna continue this. We gotta continue this. This way. That should have worked, by the way. The feminine urge. The masculine urge to buy a ½ ounce of the cheapest indica they sell in Maryland and not be able to see it before you pay them. Takes me back to high school. Even in high school, they'd let me see the weed before I bought it. You can't do that shit in Maryland. They just pack it up for you and say, all right, pay up. You can look at it in the car, kid. It's like, damn. Yeah, I use Live Split. Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Ask someone in a speedrunning Discord. I'm sure they'll be able to help you, but yeah, you have to make like a separate column and then like compare to a certain thing. In the edit layout shit, it's I can't even begin to attempt to explain it over my mic. Of course, we fucked this up too. I'm no resetting this. You guys can't stop me. What's up, Fully Metals? Why did I give myself this username? Because I was the Yo Man in elementary school because I used to write Yo on the whiteboard. So when I made my first RuneScape account, that was the username I gave myself. And then literally within the first 5 seconds of landing in Lumbridge, someone was like, hey, Deo. And I was like, oh shit. But then I kind of liked it, you know, I remember that moment so vividly of someone being like, hey, Deo, and, you know, some scammer in the game trying to get my attention. And being like, huh, I'm Deo, huh? I remember that moment. I like Deo. I think that's like a cool shortening of my username. All right, off to a fabulous start. 30 seconds behind. All I need to do is miss this jump here in the home world, and then the trifecta of shitty no reset is complete. Where's the glide? I fucking pressed X. Can somebody check the tapes? Somebody scroll back on YouTube. Did I press X there? Somebody let me know in the YouTube chat. I fucking pressed X. Stop the count. Stop the cap. That's literally why I have the fucking input display there, just so I know I'm not going crazy in moments like that. Fuck. I did. Confirmed. You saw it. I'm telling you guys, man. I know I'm not crazy. What's up, Junior? Yeah, game hates you. Exactly. Well, whatever. We're gonna be a minute behind because Peacekeepers didn't want to give me any of the 3 big jumps. That's fine. You can't make me reset. I'm going to no reset my first run back, and it will be the worst no reset ever. Good news about that is I am over gemmed, I think. Now, we'll see. What's up, Scotty? Thank you for the good luck. Also, Chocobo with the Prime earlier. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if I saw that, but thank you. Oh, this way. No, I did not watch the Minecraft movie. I did watch Spirited Away though for the first time, which I know probably comes as a shocker to a lot of you guys. It's like, you've never seen that? Yeah, never seen Spirited Away till now. It's a great movie. It's an amazing movie. I can see why it's like everybody's favorite fucking Miyazaki film. Just a really entertaining story. Like you never know what's gonna happen next, and all of the metaphors for, you know, for different things about growing up and gluttony and greed and things like that are all very, very stimulating for the mind. And it's just overall really cute art and animation style as well. Just an overall fucking epic movie. I wish I'd have grown up with such a movie. That was fucking... I knew it was a good movie because I almost felt like nostalgia even though I had never seen it before. I felt like while I was watching, I was like, man, I'm lucky to be seeing this for the first time. To be getting a genuine experience of it. What's up, Cycle? Thanks for the Prime. Yeah, there's a Minecraft movie. What, you been living under a rock? Jack Black is Minecraft Steve. And all the little kids go to the theater and like throw popcorn whenever he says chicken jockey or whatever. I don't know how it works. Get with the times. Aren't you terminally online like the rest of us? Kidding. Nice wife beater, thanks. I am known for beating off. Yeah, literally, it's like modern day Rocky Horror. These kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna be like, in the year 2050, they're gonna be like having like Minecraft movie like watch parties where they all dress up as Jack Black and shit. The cycle repeats itself. I can't believe I didn't make it. That's insane. E. White Gabe, thank you for the 5 gifts. Appreciate that so much. Hope you're doing well today. I have to get this dragon. I can't skip that dragon. This is like truly the worst Peacekeepers. I couldn't have asked for a shittier Peacekeepers. Are we no resetting? I mean, well... Yes. Yes. If I was gonna reset, I would have done it by now. I think I can say that pretty confidently. But yeah, thank you again, E. White. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's great to be back. Back to the grind. Back in the New York groove. Back in the New York poop. Hey, let me get a poop sandwich with the extra schmear of poop. Fuck. Your boss was pissed that you had nothing to watch? I think you meant those as separate thoughts. Like, god damn it. I wish E. White would fucking waste time at work more. Where's Deo? Your boss wants you to be distracted while you're working at home? I feel like that's what every boss is trying to avoid. That's pretty funny. Glad you have a cool job like that. You're messing? Damn it! I've been bamboozled again. You have to understand, I'm the most gullible streamer ever. You just caught the stream, but you're going to sleep. Wishing you the best of luck today. Dude, have a great night, IO. It's a pleasure having you. Fuck. What's wrong, Mexicola? Why the long fuck? Your boss slaps your dick? That's understandable. Typical boss behavior. I'm taking this shirt off. What's up, Yusufer? Thank you, thank you. Can someone explain what any percent means in beginner's terms? It means you complete the game with any percent of things collected. Any percent of completion. Or in other words, it just means beating the final boss or triggering the credits as quickly as possible. The reason we say any percent instead of just like beat the game or whatever is because it implies the other category of 100%, or in this game 120%. So those are the two categories. Or two of the main categories in this game is any percent and 120%. I hope that makes sense. And it's like that for a lot of speedruns, not just in this game. What's up, Rui? I went the wrong way. Good thing I caught that in time. Is there glitchless? No, and in fact, there's an argument to be made that the main categories of this game are glitchless already. Yes, I did, Michael. By the way, what up, Michael? I don't think I said hi to you today. Hope you're doing well. You're watching the Croc playthrough? That seems to be like a fan favorite casual playthrough of mine. A lot of people like the Croc playthrough. I'm glad for that. Rui, thanks for checking that out. Out of bounds can be considered a glitch. Yes, but I prefer to have a more concrete, a more strict definition of a glitch, that it has to be a bug within the game's code. Like a corruption of the code of the game. That's my personal definition of a glitch. And so going out of bounds, for example, is you're not like actually breaking the code of the game. You're literally just going out of bounds, you know? That's how I look at it. Now, if you disagree with that, that's totally fair. You know, it's like really a subjective thing. Like, what is a glitch? And so if you define it more loosely than that, that's totally okay. I think the knee-jerk, like, casual, like, reaction is that anything out of bounds is a glitch, anything that isn't developer intended is a glitch. But the problem with those ways of looking at it is that you don't know what the developers intended. So you need to take, like, a stricter definition. If you're gonna say, like, for a category like glitchless, it needs to be concrete things that you can and can't do. So rather than calling a category like that glitchless, you could say, you know, any % no proxies or any % no out of bounds. Rather than glitchless, you see. So that way, like, the things you're trying to avoid are more clear. But I don't think there are so many, you know, proxies or out of boundses, at least in the main categories of this game, that it warrants the creation of a separate category that doesn't do those, like, couple of instances of it. I mean, this is a really well-built game, in all honesty. It really just changes, like, the routes of, like, a couple of levels, and that's about it. It's still pretty much the same thing, you know? So that's why those aren't a thing in this game. And again, I want to reiterate, you could totally argue that what I'm doing here is completely glitchless. In fact, I would. But, again, it's just a subjective thing. Philosophical debate. Oh, damn it. At least I still got sparks. What's up, Joseph? Thank you for the good luck. It's nice to be on, like, a really, like, low-pressure run right now. Like, we're just like, alright, I fucked up everything in Peacekeepers. Any mistakes I make from here to the end, who cares? Good for the mental. Swim in air, you know, you could I think pretty reasonably say that developers didn't intend for you to swim outside of you know, of the bounds of an underwater area. But is it really a glitch? Because you're still using the swim mechanic exactly as it was programmed. It's not like you're swimming any faster or like bugging the game. It's you literally just found a way to get out of the confine. Like, what is a swim in air versus a normal swim? A normal swim is you're just inside of, like, the confines of a wall. Swim in air is just an out-of-bounds swim. And I don't think that, by definition, going out of bounds is equivalent to a glitch. Some people do, just to reiterate. It's okay if you do. I'm just saying that, you know, there's an argument to be had there. That's all I'm saying. The mechanics of swimming are still working as they were programmed when you do a swim in air. Just perhaps not how they were intended, you see. So is developer intent like the benchmark for what's considered a glitch? You have to decide that for yourself. And that's a slippery road to go down again, because you don't know what these developers were thinking back in 1998 or whatever. You can't really know developer intent, like, you know, beyond the shadow of a doubt without asking them yourself. So it becomes quite an arbitrary, you know, benchmark at that point, developer intent. Yeah, zombie is a glitch. Because you're taking Sparks' state and making it 0 without triggering Spyro's death. So that is a glitch. Zombie is a glitch. That is an actual, like, bug of the game's memory. It's like literally setting a value in the game's fucking RAM to what it's not supposed to be, you know, in that moment. Or a corruption, if you will. What's up, Bradley? Thanks for the good luck. So yeah, I'm definitely not saying that glitches don't exist in these games. I just think they're fewer and far between if you really take a strict definition, like I do. I mean, they're just well-made games in that sense, you know? These games are really good. I mean, sure, we can do some things that probably weren't intended, but... I mean, just look at this any percent speedrun. I'm literally completing the developer-intended, like, goals of the category. I'm not skipping any of the balloonists. I'm not doing any of that. Like, how many other games from the late 90s, platformers, can you say that for? So, that's why glitchless isn't really a... It's kind of a redundant thing to say for this game. Why would the developers make it so that you're intended? No, it's a great question. Why would the developers do this? Why would the developers do that? You have to ask the developers that question. I don't know. You can't know developer intent beyond the shadow of a doubt. That's kind of what I'm saying here. Sure, I mean, there's like, some things are like more clearly not intended than others, but none of it like beyond the shadow of a doubt is like, you can say for a fact that some dev didn't want you to do some like sort of cheaty out of bounds thing. You can't know that. Like, if I worked at a studio that made games and I found that there was like an out of bounds you could do somewhere, but it was like kind of a cool one and like one that maybe went over the heads of the playtesters, maybe I wouldn't change that, you know? How do you know that every developer is trying to remove every out of bounds possible in a game? You don't know that. Sure, it stands to reason, but, you know, humans are not purely logical creatures, you see. So my point is you cannot just say, oh, the devs intended this, the devs intended that. You don't know that. That's all I'm saying. Great sparksless action here. I'll be able to get the one back at the key chest. I should have grabbed his sparks before entering this level. I totally forgot. That's alright. I think I'm overgemmed anyway, so it should be fine. Yo, Humber, thanks for the good luck. Actually doing that correct for once. I didn't check my gem count, but I'm assuming I'm fine here. Don't tell me. Yeah, first run of the day. As you can tell by these god-awful splits, I missed every difficult trick in Peacekeepers, which is pretty funny. We're just chilling, just vibing. Hope you are too, man. Oh, nice. Lucky gold there, saving me a second. Thank you, Mustache Cat. We're a little under gem, but nothing crazy. We're fine. We'll live. Grab these. Come on. I enter the portals. It's not just the Metalhead portal. It's pretty much all the portals in Beastmaker's Metalhead, Bog. Well, I guess mostly those two. I enter them at an angle because the level doesn't load until the camera touches the portal. So if you enter the levels that way, you save a few frames. Interestingly, that doesn't really work in the context of the run on most portals, but on those ones it does. I went the wrong way, by the way. I'm a fucking idiot. I just have to death abuse. I went like the 120 direction. Nice game over. Oh, this is just excellent stuff here. I should have like tried to go around and like wall glide or something. That would have been like an epic recovery. Dumbass. Give me this for the fans. Oh, almost. God, that was too close. Oh my god, don't fall. Yeah, that was a great time save there, totally. This run might get world record. Yeah, right, Humber? I remember getting that feeling too whenever I watch people playing other categories. It's like, wait, he went the wrong way. Then it's like, oh yeah. You watch Composer's world record and it was not that time actually. No, he got a 36:57. I think you mean like he split a little late and it maybe said 36:58 at the end, but you retimed the run afterwards in case there's like a timing error like that. So the run was actually a 36:57. This a new game? No. No, it's not. But welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, what is this game? I don't know. I don't know what even this is. But welcome, Jorma. And thanks for the good luck upward. What he did there is different than what I don't do every single exact same thing that Composer does. I just do like 95% the same stuff. Oh, I went the wrong way. Fuck. That was bad. Oh, damn it. Oh. Get a move on. Lumbo, thank you for the prime and for the good luck as well. Great to see you, Lumbage. You want to leave your mark? I mean, it's just more like I just pick the strats that I feel most comfortable with. Yeah, there might be a little element of like special snowflake syndrome happening there. Like, for example, I skip Dr. Shemp. And even though it is pretty much faster to do that, like, I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me feel special that I'm like the only player doing that right now. So there's a little bit of you want to leave your mark, but really you should try to get rid of such an egotistical approach, in my opinion. You should just do what feels right and, you know, not be thinking too hard about, like, your legacy or whatever. I mean, if your legacy is what's important to you when it comes to gaming, like speedrunning, like an old platformer from the 90s or something, like who, in the grand scheme of humanity, who gives a fuck? You know? It's like, not like you're curing cancer here or something, you know? So yeah, I mean, there's no need to get a big head about leaving your mark on speedrun history, you know, by finding a trick or getting a record or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, even if you do that, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't feel like it's like this big fucking thing. It's nice to be proud of yourself. I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of yourself for doing stuff like that, but you know, as far as legacies are confirmed, I feel like in general that's like a thing to be not so concerned with. Just do your thing. Do what makes you happy, you know, and then the legacy will write itself. Oh god. It's perfect. Oh well. Give me that game over. Yeah, Shriel, I think that's kind of a cool thing about this category. You can like skip a level like I'm doing. You can do Nestor skip. You can actually incorporate a level that people don't do. Terrace Village and still get like a pretty competitive time. Inshallah. Yeah. Pray to the rat gods. Dude, I am sucking at this right now. Welcome to my hooker palace, yeah. The rat is my hooker. Ugh, that was a close one. Yay, barely getting up there, holy shit. Oops. On the perfect light count for credit skip. I might as well do it. Nah, I'll properly flame him. What are you saying? Credit? You guys saying I should do credit skip? Fuck it, right? Make it. GG. It's a good run. It was actually nice to end with credit skip, because now I can just exit back to the menu and do another. Wait. That's a glitch. Alright, let's see here. Give me one more rat. Oh, whatever. Get me out of here. Surely the rat will go better next run.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
All right. What up, Cat-It? Thanks for the good lucks, everybody. I'm gonna bang out a few more. Probably, I'm gonna try to no reset as many runs as I can today. Let's see what happens. I am a bit hungover today. It is my first day back, so it's not gonna be like a super long stream, I don't think. Dude, Roni Mac, I actually met Carlos Alazraki, the guy who did Spyro's voice and Rocco. Thank you, Tia, for that. Appreciate it. And I met him at a convention a couple weeks back, and I told him, "Hey, I play Spyro every day, man. Like, love your work, you know." It was cool. It was cool meeting him. Yeah, right, Slayo Wolf. But you got to keep in mind, like, the way I went for credit skip in 120% is I went for something called single shot, which is notably riskier, and I paid the price for it. I really did. And despite the pressure, like what you're saying, oh, it's a more high pressure, so you fucked it up more, is kind of the implication of your message. But even if that's true, I still clutched super hard on that because, yeah, I lost time, I got hit a couple times, but on the very last possible attempt, I hit it. Think of how many people would have choked that. I mean, I think that's more impressive than just fucking nailing it first try, is to have the pressure of the only 119 to ever be achieved in this game, and to get hit twice on Nasty, and to not crumble from that. Like, that's pretty... If anything, that's like showing that the nerves didn't get to me, if anything. So I guess there's two ways of looking at that. Like the nerves caused the mistake, or the nerves, the lack thereof, allowed me to still get record. It's like both things are true. What's up, Probo? Thank you for the good luck. Yeah, he did the voice of Spyro in the first game, and then Tom Kenny did him in Spyro 2 and 3. You did a proxy by accident in Spyro 2. It happens, actually, you know, casually speaking, you know, if you... It happens. I'm not surprised by that. That's pretty funny, though.
Okay, rolling. Oh!
I can only imagine being, like, a little kid and accidentally hitting some, like, giant fucking proxy off of a sheep and just being like... what the fuck? Like, how did I do that? I'm sure it's happened. How were the proxies discovered? I mean, someone just did it by accident like that and tried to recreate it, like any other trick in speedrun. .3657 is the world record by composer, correct?
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
In Reignited, you're not as much of a fan as Tom's voice acting. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I don't really care, personally, about the voice acting and all that. But you're right. Who is this guy? Jorma just comes in here and just asks just endless questions. Like, wait a minute, who am I? Who am I? Wait a minute, I am Jorma. Right? Like, that's this whole guy's just spending the entire stream just figuring out life. You got this, Jorma. Accidental proxies are beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it, Humber. You gotta love the pain, I suppose. Last time anyone's been to Chili, apparently Chili's has had a glow up because, you can get pretty good deals there, and the food isn't like the worst. I mean, it's not like fine dining or anything, but compared to fast food, it's actually a respectable pick nowadays. They have the fucking hot giant fucking mozzarella sticks if you're into those. They got like a crazy ass mozzarella stick game. JD Vance broke the NCAA. What does NCAA stand for? Is that like some sports? That's pretty funny.
Okay, rolling.
Wrestling.
It's been peaceful.
Yeah, that's funny. That should work. Thank you for the good luck, Morbid. Yeah, we call those skitters. Purple rupees. They are fun. They're strangely satisfying. Thanks for checking that out, Roni. This is mighty fascinating. Is this really the first time you've ever seen a speedrun of anything? Welcome. It's a pretty cool hobby. I mean, you wouldn't think that it exists, you know, until you see that it exists. It's like, oh wow, this is like conceptually really interesting. I totally agree. What's up, Miss Uranium Kitten? Thank you for the 17 months. Cock. Thank you for the cock. Fuck. Yeah, I get the feel Jorman's trolling, I think. I think he's a bit of a jokester. If he keeps up the act, I'll just start ignoring. It's cool. It ain't my first rodeo. What's up, Shark Jaws? Happy Monday to you as well. Hope you guys are having a chill Monday. Hopefully work isn't beating y'all down too hard. Hopefully you aren't beating off too hard at work. Hello, human resources? Yeah, runs have been chill. I mean, I just did my first no reset after the break. Or since taking a break. Just now. It was pretty bad, but it was also fun. It was chill. Like, the vibes are very much like no reset and chill today. Definitely not breaking any records on this one. What's up, Luke? Thank you for the good luck. I'm glad to hear that, Dev, that the VODs have been helping out, and I hope things turn up for you. Look up. Brighten up. Jorma, if you ask another question, I will ban you, just FYI. There are some speedruns, though, that completely break the game. I saw Toys for Bob development team have a mental breakdown over a Crash 4 speedrun where they skipped 80%. A mental breakdown? I feel like most devs would just be like, fucking, that's funny, you know? I can't imagine a dev having a mental breakdown, you know? Like, oh god, they broke my game, you know? Like games were meant to be broken, I suppose. I want to wish you good luck. Unfortunately, you can't watch it today, so don't have a new world record. Don't. I probably won't, Tata. So you're in luck there. No, when I flame in midair, it doesn't make me go faster or anything. It's just for fun. No, I really don't respect, like, the attitude of a developer, like, oh, I fucking worked so hard on this and you're just skipping everything. Because they're just, like, not acknowledging that you have to play through a game casually in order to learn to speedrun it. You know what I mean? It's not like that's the only experience someone's having of their game. So it just doesn't make sense to be, like, butthurt about it like that. Like, I mean, it's funny, and I know what you mean. I think really developers just mean it more like in jest when they say like, oh, you know, I worked so hard on that map and they just skip everything. But it's like, they're laughing while they say it, you know? It's not meant to be like, oh, like, not like they're actually pissed, I feel like most of the time. The devs react to speedrun. It's more just like, this is funny, not like this is actually upsetting me. Yeah, the Rodney Mullen. Classic. Baked pork chops and lemon pepper butter. Dude, that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. I'm gonna do some grilled pork chops. You and me both. Pork chop gang. Oop, I need that. Dude, no way I'm that bad. That's crazy. The game did everything it could to fuck me there. That's crazy. Did you see how much downward momentum I had going into that jump? That was nuts. Can't have shit. But that's alright, I'm no resetting this. Can't stop me. Yes, I am following a predetermined route. I didn't, like, come up with all of the routing in this game. You think of it as a community effort of a bunch of different players sort of doing runs and then changing things around and rerouting this and incorporating that trick over the course of, like, many years. That's how we've arrived at what you're seeing now. So I really can't take any credit for the routing. But yeah, this is all predetermined. At least the plan is predetermined. We'll put it that way. Yeah, that'd be a pretty hard task, Cadit. That'd be a pretty hard thing to do. I do like to give shout outs to like players that have like contributed in some way, like around the time that like a PB happens for me and I do commentary. Like I shouted out Piggy and Daze and Squid, who were all sort of, you know, coming up with little things, you know, stuff that's like less than like 0.5% of what you even do in the run. But just, you know, it's nice to shout out players that have been having an impact on you throughout your time. But yeah, to try to thank every single person who's ever contributed to a glitch or a little route or a little strat, that's pretty impossible. You'd have to thank anyone who's ever speedran this game, really. And that's a lot of people. You like any percent more than 100%? I think in general, people tend to gravitate towards the full completion, the 100% categories of games. Like, I think it's fair to say most people here prefer 120% to any percent. But with that said, it's like most people watching are just down to watch a new record, would no matter the category. I really do think there's like an innate thing for like the typical speedrun viewer that they want to see the max completion. I think it just adds to the conceptual intrigue of like, oh, we're gonna beat this game as fast as possible and collect everything, you know? It like adds a little extra X factor to it. Just from a conceptual viewer, you know, not knowing anything about the game, viewership standpoint. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that people like yourself are actually a rare breed who tend to prefer. That's definitely a more, that's a more like matured, I would say, opinion in speedrunners. When you've seen a lot of runs, you realize that the shorter, like any percent categories tend to have more game-breaking, interesting glitches and stuff compared to the 100% categories, which are limited in what they can route. You know, you have to go and grab this and this and this. So in a way, that sort of limits potential tricks and route abusing and things like that. Trick abusing, I mean. So yeah, there's definitely people that feel that way too. But I'm just talking about for like the basic, your average viewer, you know, tends to prefer 100%. Yeah, Boba skip. That was cool when that was found. That was such like a viral. I haven't seen like a trick being found in a random ass like PS1 game going so viral as Boba skip. I remember that shit was all over Twitter. You know, all the gaming journalists were like, dude, this random streamer just found a minute+ time save in Metal Gear Solid. Like, that was cool to see, not just like the skip itself and the clip to go along with it, like, where she's just like, what did I just do, you know? Like, it was just a really lightning in a bottle kind of moment. Think of how many times that's happened and it wasn't like a, you know, a popular streamer recording it. Tried my route, how you feeling about it? How are we managing these gem counts? It's not that bad. How down were you going into Wild Flight? Like, at worst, if I do everything exactly like world record, I always find that I'm, like, around 20 behind, like, at worst. I'm never actually, like, 40 gems down. But maybe I'm just, like, playing, like, a different way. You're minus 40 going into... Well, that's the level right after Bite Caves. I mean, like, that's still pretty early on in the run to call it. I mean, like, what's your gem count in Beastmakers? Not in Magic Crafter. Was it still minus 40, like, in Beastmakers? Like, I'm definitely minus 40 right now. I don't know what the gem count is supposed to be here, but you can let me know. When you order the Wendy's app and skip the line, boba skip. Yeah, we'll call it that. I almost fucking did the high cave, post high caves movement there. That would have been embarrassing. I've definitely died doing that before. Got bike caves on the mind. 1900 ideally. Oh wait, you're talking about... Oh, I'm not following anymore. But yeah, I'm glad to see you tried the route, Laura. Sorry to hear that it's sounding like it's not for you, maybe, or are you gonna keep messing with it? What's your plan? Family drama is just the greatest. I get the feeling you just got done with a very one-sided argument right now. I'm sorry to hear that, Power Man. That's life for you. Try to be the bigger man. Try to be the bigger Power Man, if you can. That's all you can do. No, fuck. God damn it. You might mess with it. Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna shelf it. That's cool, though. That's cool that you tried it. Oh, I need to grab this. Or, I guess I'll just grab it on the way back. I don't know. I'll grab it on the way back. Just end this charge early. It's a little low on speed here. Yep. Too low on that speed. Maybe if I had turned that harder, it would have worked out. Or should I do the whole supercharge again? I guess I'll go into the place and try to do a turnaround. Or maybe I should just say fuck it and just do the rest of the level. That's probably the smart play. Just do the rest of the level. I'm gonna be like super down on gems now. That was just all around ass. Oh, thankfully you're not involved in the arguments. That's always great when it's like... It's still kind of like a vibe killer for sure. I know what you mean, Power Man, but like at least it's like, okay, at least the anger and passive aggression and stuff like that isn't being directed at you, you know? I'll go this way. Or actually, I totally do not need to do that because we go here later. That was a silly recovery. This is a not so silly recovery, though. That guy. That's funny. Funny, I thought that would be good at all. Yeah, I'm like, I want any excuse to do like an ancient strat. Oops. It's possible to download save states and load them into your emulator. It depends on the emulator you're using, but the short answer is yes. Generally speaking, for this game, it's easier to just make the save states yourself. Since you can use the all worlds cheat and just go like wherever you need to go, and then just make, rather than like fuck around trying to download them and title the files the right thing or whatever. Put them in the right folder. Not to mention, you can use the practice codes on emulator as well. So, if you're looking to practice stuff in this game, I'd say just join the practice code Discord and just download the emulator file for that. Exclamation point practice codes in the chat. Yeah, there's a whole Discord for the practice codes. That's correct. You still have some question during the run when you see it's a good or bad run, like what world would you make that conclusion? Like whether the run is good or bad? I mean, you can really tell a lot of that just by the splits. That's why I show the splits on screen below me. Hold on. Like for example, you know, I'm looking down, regardless of everything that's happened, if you just came in here right now and you're like, okay, how good is this run? He's 38 seconds behind a high 37. This is about a minute behind world record, you know, just at a glance, you know. Maybe he had some more mistakes, he could save time. So since it's about a minute off world record, like, that's not that bad. It could be worse. It could be better. So that's how you could make a judgment call without even knowing anything about the game. Oh my Jesus Christ. Please just work. What the fuck? That was excellent gliding. She saw the flash. She saw the hit superhero, the Flash, flashing her his cock. I don't know, it went by in an instant, so the police would never believe it. Truly a terrible crime. How do the recent times work? Yeah, it's just every run that I've saved on these splits, good or bad, just gets factored into the average split time. Live split uses some sort of equation algorithm thing to, you know, average them out like that. I actually don't know the nitty-gritty of exactly how it works, but it's just meant to be more just like a general average. You can think of it that way. I suck. Where am I, bro? Where am I? The fuck is that camera? It's fabulous. Fabulous gameplay. This is definitely some, yeah, I haven't played this game for 3 days and went on a drunken bender in DC type gameplay, and now I'm just hungover and trying to not die type of shit. Is green gem % possible? I don't know. Maybe. For most of the only collect X gems challenges, you have to do the all worlds cheat. So as long as you're willing to do the all worlds cheat, you can probably do green gem %. The other problem with doing a specific color gem challenge like that is the fact that gems in boxes will like be so close to each other that you can't reasonably collect, even without sparks, you can't reasonably collect just the color you want, unless you're tassing. Oh my god, please, just give me that. This was the worst Magic Raptors. If my nipple color tells you how good the run is, true. Oh, I see what you're saying, because the, the splits look like my nipples. Yeah, true. That's another good way of visualizing it. My chat is visual learner. A lot of visual learners here. Does anyone do speedruns with silly in-game cheats like big head or being paper thin? Usually you won't see those cheats like as actual categories because I mean it doesn't, those types of cheats like big head mode in Spyro 3, like those things don't actually change anything about the speedrun in that meaningful of a way. So no, those aren't like separate categories or anything. But, you know, when you see this game played live, or Spyro 3, for example, played live at an event, for example, like a speedrunning marathon, where people are donating to do like silly things in the run, you know, I could definitely see it be like a, and I'm sure this has happened, like donation incentives for big head mode or for different colored Spyroses or whatever. Obviously, you know, you're doing a run at an event, it doesn't have to be like exactly leaderboard legal or anything, it's just meant for fun and charity, so that's where you'll see more of those types of cheats, is that like a GDQ type event or whatever, as like a donation incentive. Invisible floor speedrun, like are you talking about like the video I did, where the entire world is invisible except for the enemies and things? No, that's not like a real category either. Guys, you don't have to, let me just say this, whatever idea you have for a speedrun, you can do it, and in fact, you should just look on just Google it. Like, you don't have to ask me. This is like a Google is your friend moment. Google it. Has someone ever done an invisible floor speedrun? I have. Has anyone else? No? Then therefore it's not a thing, you know? I mean, that's kind of, it's like, you gotta use your research skills to find the answers to these questions, you know? It's okay, though. I'm happy to answer it. It's just, you know, it's like, it's just the same question but different words over and over. It's like, just look it up, you know? There's an entire miscellaneous category leaderboard for the Spyro Trilogy. It's a speedrun.com page called Spyro Trilogy Category Extensions. That's where you can find a lot of the more established yet too silly for like the actual leaderboard runs. So check that out if you're curious. And then, of course, I gotta finish this discussion by saying, even if a category idea doesn't have a leaderboard or no one plays it, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't create it and try it and just do it regardless of if anyone cares or if there's a leaderboard. So, you know, a leaderboard existing for a specific like type of playthrough of a game is not the end-all be-all to speedrunning. So just blaze your own trail, I say. A lot of speedrunners prefer doing that type of thing, doing like silly like challenge playthroughs, but not necessarily like serious like leaderboard legal speedruns. That's a totally valid way to speedrun. So yeah, you don't have to get my approval to do an invisible floor playthrough or whatever, what have you. Thank you for the good luck, Iris. Thank you for the good luck, Shiny. Oops. Oh, barely got him. Let's see if I can still catch this. Gotta wait for this. Jump, 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 jump. We're good. Like the streams where you donate to inflict in-game. Yeah, those are called crowd control. You can look that up. Crowd control, whatever game. I've done a few crowd control playthroughs of this. What's up, Philip? Dude, thank you. Will do. And you as well. Surprised that worked. No fucking way. I can't believe that bombed. Yes, Rui, I read your first message and just ignored it. Oh yeah, you can like infinitely supercharge in that fire, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Saul Goodman? Why the neutral face? Something you want to talk about? Everything going good at the law firm? Court papers got me feeling like neutral face. Do I ever have dreams about speedrunning? No. What's the biggest difficulty to overcome? Just not fucking up any of the major tricks, like in Peacekeepers, you know, this out of bounds in this level, rat proxy at the end. Just doing all of those things without fucking up in a run. Because if you fuck up any one of those things, you can't get a 36. So having a mistakeless run, and then on top of that, pushing the movement enough and not missing gems to like have it be clean on top of that. Oh my god, fuck. That's like the real challenge here. It's not that any one of these levels are particularly difficult. It's just that, put all together, it is difficult to finish a fast run of this game. Of this category specifically. So that's why I'm just no resetting today, because I'm not, you know, I don't feel like tripping about small early game time losses and world records and whatnot. Today's just getting my feet wet type of shit. If I wasn't speedrunning Spyro, what would I be speedrunning instead? Probably like Mario 64. I was considering learning that game before I landed on Spyro. But there's plenty of great speed games out there. I actually quite like Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion speedruns, just as a viewer. I like watching Halo speedruns, Halo 2 and Halo 1, and Halo 3. Just any game I've grown up with, I'm curious about the speedruns of it. Love watching Half-Life speedruns. Half-Life and Half-Life 2 speedruns are insane. Yeah, I'm still down like 30-ish gems. I gotta make some recoveries here. Is a chargeless run possible? Yes, it is. That's one of the miscellaneous categories on the category extension leaderboard that I told you guys to look up instead of asking me. It's okay. Don't worry about it, Cadit. Can't blame you for being curious. Go Google it, though. Crazy how people speedrun games that are 6-hour-long records. Yeah. Yeah, I watched the new Oblivion 100% record, and that was about 16 hours. It's okay, Cadit. No, I mean, just to reiterate, if you guys are ever curious about like if a certain category is a thing or whatever, just Google it. You don't have to ask me. I know you want the instant gratification of just asking me, but literally Google is just as fast. I know it's like a tall order maybe for me to ask you guys to Google stuff instead of just asking me, but you know, I've only answered like questions like, oh, is this category a thing? Is this that? I've answered a lot of those today, so you'll have to bear with my my lack of patience there. All is good. Yeah, Elden Ring with the saxophone. Yeah, I think I remember that. Remember that guy? I think he was like using like an Iwi or something. One of those electric saxes. Yeah, that too, Brian. That was also a thing. Yeah, the flight levels are nice breaks. They sort of give my head, my brain a rest. The high execution, like, sort of movement gives it a rest a little bit. Yeah, that's correct, S. Holmes. Somebody did that. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm like way down on gems here. I didn't see exactly how much, but I'm just gonna grab all these. You're sad that every Dreamweaver's level gets skipped because those are the best ones. Yeah, they're good. I definitely, me personally, I don't miss the levels that I don't play really. It's only like when I go back to 120% that I'm like, oh yeah, these levels exist. I really hold no sentimental value about like the missed content of an any percent run. Maybe I've just played this game too many times to care. Like, I've seen these levels more times than any human really should. So. Okay, probably still a little undergemmed here. Yeah, don't worry about telling me next time, Eddie. Those types of questions are rhetorical. About what my gem count is. You're good, though. Just gonna grab these. Yeah, you're good. You are good. Are these bosses kind of bad? You know what's funny is, like, casually, the bosses in this game are ass because they're not even really boss fights. They're just like, flame him and then he goes to the next spot and then flame him and then he's dead, basically. Which casually is really not challenging and barely counts as a boss fight. But when you play this, when you speedrun this game, you actually prefer that because then there's no RNG with, like, take the gulp fight in Spyro 2, for example. It's like you have to hope that they drop the right, like, things so that you can kill gulp quickly. Like, what a lot of like casual players define as like a good boss fight usually equates to like waiting on cycles and certain RNG factors to be in your favor in order to actually do the fights effectively. It's just funny how like what's casually considered bad bosses in this game translates to actually something that's really preferable in speedrunning. The bosses in this game, in my mind, have made a total 180 and they're like the best of the series, really. In my mind, of course, highly biased by my speedrun experience. So it's just kind of a funny phenomenon. Yeah, speedrun-wise, these are definitely the best bosses, because there's no RNG. They're just like normal levels, you know, basically. Which, that's why I play this game. I want to optimize the normal levels. I'm not trying to optimize a fucking get lucky on the Scorch fight, you know? That's not fun. But for a casual player, it's, you know, it's your first time fighting him. It's like, oh god, like, how do I beat it? You know, the challenge is the fun part.
Sorry,
I never have a crash out. I crash out sometimes playing this game. I think that would be a lie to say I never crash out. I let it out sometimes. I have short crash outs with this game where I'll like yell fuck, you know, like when a run that I really want to do well dies or something. And then I'll just be like a little depressed afterwards, and then I'll just get over it basically. Those are like what my crash outs look like. At worst, my crash outs will sort of translate to me taking some of that frustration from the game and taking it out on the chat and being like extra sarcastic with you guys. That's like as ugly as it gets, really, as far as my crash outs go. But I do think I've gotten a lot better about that in recent years compared to, like, you know, the early 2020s. I used to dog on my chat all the fucking time, like. Which can be funny. It's just not always funny. It's a fine line to walk. Alrighty, well, that's run number 2 down, and actually a sub 40 this time. Last time I threw a chair, you mean like when I got record? I don't think that's a crash out, that's a celebration. A crash out is like when you're pissed. Yeah, that was a pop-off, not a crash out. Those are like polar opposites. I guess the chair couldn't tell the difference. Crash in. You guys see the new Canadian guy A videos? I haven't watched them. Can you guys give me the TLDR? Is Spyro 4 coming out or no? It's like some dev from Toys for Bob like is teasing Spyro 4, right? Is that what it is? But not confirming it? Yeah, Paul Yan. That guy's still around. Who, Paul? Is he like a dev for Spyro 4? That's pretty cool. Are you talking about Canadian guy A? Yeah, he's still around. You don't like him? I love him. He's funny. He's goofy. But yeah, I don't really watch his videos because it's like, I ain't trying to bring my work home with me type of shit, you know? Yeah, he has to say hi to every Canadian. That's how that works. That's the Canadian code of conduct. Get a live reaction to Canadian Guy A's video after the runs. Tell you what, if you gift 10 subs, or if there's like a or if we get just 10 subs right now, team effort, then I'll do it. Yeah, let me reset the timer. Thanks for reminding me. Is it hard switching strategies from any percent to 120%? Yes. Oh, purple with 1. We just need 9 more. Anyone want to back up Purple Phoenix? If you guys want to see me react to the new Canadian Guy A video and talk shit, drop a Twitch gift. Bro said, nah, I don't want to see that, actually. I want to see world record. I'm just reading between the lines there. Maybe that's not what you meant.
Oh, it's been peaceful.
Nah, man. What you said? I don't want to see you turn into some React streamer, Dale. What the hell? Nah. No, so true. Yo, Millie with the gift to Hungry Box. Appreciate that. I'm sure he will appreciate the Spyro emotes. I can do 120% runs if I want to. Yeah, only if I want to.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
What's up, Seffi? H-Box just pops off midstream. Yeah, right. Oh my god. Starts crying. He just starts like, whatever game he's playing, he just starts like, he falls out of the chair in the fetal position. That's my favorite H-Box pop off. The Genesis 9 pop off. Or what was it? Genesis X or whatever. That's like easily the best melee pop-off, is crying mid-set because you know you're gonna win in like one of the slowest matchups in the game. It's just pure comedy all around. Yeah, both of those pop-offs is just H-Box like literally on the floor in tears. Like a big like a literal giant baby. It's amazing.
Okay, rolling.
It's like such raw elation. This should work. Oh yeah. So what is this, run number 3 today? If we can finish 3 runs today, I'll be happy. I'm gonna try to no reset this. Again, today's been all no resets all day, and I gotta say the vibes have been fucking top notch. See how good my stream is when I don't care about being good at the game? I don't let my damn ego get in the way. See how much easier life is? Are the wizards Norks and the dog? Yeah, there's a lot of like, there's definitely a lot of enemies in this game that are like Nork adjacent, but like I think the actual like Nork race has to be like the green skin guys, but I'm not sure. They never clarify that in the game. Oh god. Nice tree. I love tree. I think it was just a blue in there. What's up, Thorn Trap? Thank you for the good luck. What's up, Disbelief? Thank you for the good luck. Do I stream old school RuneScape anymore? I mostly play off stream, but I'm working on getting my I'm actually very close to 99 farming and 99 construction, and so I hope to get both of those 99s right after I get the any % record as like a celebration stream. Sometimes if I'm really feeling like cheeky on a day off, I'll do like a little scuffed Twitch only old school RuneScape stream, but I only did one of those like a while back. That's like also, it's a thing. Oops. I really like that blue. Why do people play RuneScape? Why do people play any MMO? You know, I mean, there's something about getting a character like grinded up through sheer tedium of interacting with a game world in the most simplistic way possible, clicking the same fucking like little quest markers or little things to level up your skill over and over and over, just so you can get to like this high level that few people have also reached. So you could do some other inane task that, like, you know, is just a complete waste of time. Like, that's the MMO experience. And then maybe at the very end game of that, you can like run some raids with some homies, you know. But like, you know, in general, MMOs like really feed on an interesting sort of like dopamine drip area of our brain that are like, okay, you know, like it's gonna take me like months maybe to get 99 in a skill, but just each little step you get closer to that, it feels really gratifying for some reason that must be akin to the way like gamblers, you know, feel when they fucking finally hit like a W in the slots or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's totally, when you take a step back, it's totally pointless. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay to have dumb, inane, you know, dopamine drips. You know, it's good to have those where you're not spending money, you know what I mean? Where you're not like wasting money on gambling, for example. Like RuneScape is quite a good thing in that way. It replaces what gambling would probably otherwise be in my mind, you know what I mean? I'm not into gambling, I'm just saying, like, it's like I think it's working on like similar receptors. I mean, there's like a whole like discipline factor to it too. It's like proving to yourself that you can do something that like takes forever and no one else has the patience to do. You can do that. And when it's in this game world that's like hyper nostalgic and like you get totally like lost in it, like many video games. Pretty much what I'm saying applies not just to MMOs but to like any video game. Like, why play any video game? They're all a waste of time, right? It's like, no, it's like we get sucked into these worlds and they give us some kind of dopamine that like that no other type of media can give. They have a level of like interaction that like you really express yourself just in a video game, just in general. that doesn't really exist like when you're reading a book or watching a movie. But, you know, again, to take a step back, it's all, there's no reason for it other than just entertainment. And that's okay. It's okay to just have things be entertainment in your life and to not serve like a productive, you know, purpose. So I think that's the thing with MMOs, is like they're particularly grindy and really kind of unfun in a lot of ways. But that's like the charm of it in a really backward sense. It's proving that you can get through a grind like that. Our minds are just really weird in terms of like, of that type of shit. I don't know why I ran so early. Yeah, we're on a run. I think we got 3 out of 3 Peacekeepers tricks while I was getting philosophical there. Thank you for the good luck, white bait. Thanks for checking out those videos, man. Am I online? Yes. I'm on the internet. Look at me. Also, I think I missed this, but thank you for the Prime Ash White a few minutes ago. What up, what up? The vibes are good. Being chillin'. Been doing no resets today. They've been very nice. Thank you, Vanished. Yeah, that sounds like the fucking vibe, Dev. Enjoy. Oops. Yeah. Just shitty movement. What's my type of music? I like video game music, like chiptune adjacent music. But I, of course, listen to not just that. I listen to a lot of stuff. From jazz fusion to angsty 2000s rock. Angsty 2000s new metal, whatever. Yeah, I would say the vast majority of music that I listen to comes from a video game or from like some video game related thing. Yeah, Humber, I agree. There really is a sense of like seeing the character evolve alongside you over the course of like months and years. when you play an MMO. Like, that's definitely true of my RuneScape characters. It's been the same account since 2013, since Old School came out. And it's like, I look at the skills that my character has, I look at the bank, the fit, everything I've been through, you know, is like sort of, you know, the memories are there for sure. I've grown alongside this character, so to speak, so there's definitely a sentimental value there. Yeah, I've seen that, Chris. It's pretty funny. He's in like the prison cell. Uh-oh, not liking this. Exclamation point numbers in the chat for Rui. Also, Rui, just heads up, you get one more question today. You've been asking a lot of questions today, so, and it's okay, but you get one more, alright? So if you're gonna ask another question, pick wisely. And thanks for watching. Yeah, classic YouTube chat stuff, Megan. I know what you mean. Alrighty. No. Oh, this is so bad. I go wide here. Yeah, I played a few SpongeBob games. I played a PS1 SpongeBob game. I forgot what it was called. I did not play Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yeah, Super Sponge, I think it was Super Sponge. It was like a 2D game. Wow, I barely lived that. Yeah, it's alright. It's not like a great game or anything. Too bad you can't swim in Spyro 1? Yeah. I get the feeling I'm a bit under-gemmed here. Yeah, I really should have bonked on that jump. I got very lucky. Missing some gems there. Please make this. Okay. It's a little sketchy. Yeah, I missed another blue there. We're definitely missing gems. Not good. And another 10 there. I'm actually so fucked on gems right now. That's crazy. Just in this one level, I've lost like 15 to 20. Just from like not having a really clean supercharge. Just getting unlucky, basically. Ugh. Trash. Gems aren't supposed to home in automatically when you kill enemies. That only happens when you charge into them. However, I do a technique called flame charging, where I flame an enemy and then perfectly charge into the gem's spawn point when it dies, basically creating the effect of having charged into the enemy, but from killing them further away. So what I'm trying to say is, no, normally gems don't home in just for everything. You have to make them home in by either flame charging or whatever. And even if you charge an enemy, if you let go of square too quickly, the gem won't home in. So there's a lot of very strict conditions for making gems home in, just from killing an enemy or box. So it's a lot more precise than it may seem. You're good, Rui. Just informing you. You're totally good. Like I said, one more question for today. But I'm happy you're here and I'm glad you're curious. Boom, 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 boom. Is there a point of no reset in this run? There's a lot of reasons to no reset any run that I'm not going to get into right now. If you're curious, you can ask. But the short answer is that there's, you know, there's more to life in speedrunning than getting PBs and world records. That's the short answer. Don't listen to Humber. That guy's full of shit. I wouldn't have it any other way. How much more difficult is Spyro 2? So in Spyro 2 it's called 100%, and in this game it's called 120%, because that's just what it shows in the inventory screen, basically. But yeah, Spyro 2 100% is more difficult in the sense that you have to do, I would say, like, funkier movement, you know, to get around the game. There's the double jump and a lot more flame charge jumping, and the gem range is a lot longer, so the movement tends to be a lot more ballsy in that category than it is in 120%, where you have to be very contained in your gameplay and very controlled. But, you know, in some ways Spyro 2 100% is harder, and in some ways Spyro 1 120% is harder. In some ways 120% is easier, and in other ways Spyro 2 100% is easier. But on the whole, I would say Spyro 2 100% has a lot more broken routing and mechanics that allow for you to do very precise, difficult stuff, more so than you would see in a 120% Spyro 1 run. Doesn't mean the game's inherently harder or whatever, it's just a different speedrun experience. Seven 5-2, man. Oh, I'm down bad on gems right now. I gotta grab these back here. I gotta grab a ton of extras from here to the end. Grab these. Did I miss this guy? I don't know how he didn't lick me. Wasting a ton of time, by the way, on these extra gems, but I gotta do it. That's why you can't miss shit on this route, man. You're gonna be in a pickle. What's up, Cage Spyro fan? Thank you for the good luck. Yeah, Brian, the command you're looking for is !shempless. One word. If you have any, like, deeper questions about the route, feel free to ask. Yeah, the route's command is for 120, that's correct. Do you want me to change it, or what? There's not much to be explained here, is the thing about this route, is that it's like, I go into some level, like, if ever there's a question, why do you go into this level instead of that level? It's because there's more shit to collect in a shorter period of time. It's faster. Like, 90% of the reason I'm doing this routing is because it's fast. Like, I know that may not be as in-depth of an explanation as some people want to hear, but it's because there tends to be more gems and collectibles in a smaller space with the way I'm going through the game like this. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's more intuitive than you would think. Commands are solid? Alright, well, I'm glad to hear that. Sorry if I was being snarky with you, Brian. I hope there's no bad blood between us. What's up, Schloop? Thank you for the good luck. You, guess the metalhead gems are back in? Yeah. I mean, we'll see how we're looking entering that level. I did collect a shit ton of extras there in Bog. Probably losing like 20 seconds or so. No, 10. I'm glad to hear that, Brian. Jump, you dumb fuck, dude. Ugh. That is a bad time to miss time jumps. But whatever. You want to know if my route is the same as Composer's? It's about 90% the same. The biggest difference is that I skip Dr. Shemp. But besides that, it's pretty much the same thing. There are slight differences beyond that, but nothing too major. I skip Dr. Shemp and do an extended supercharge in high caves, basically. And Nestor skip. And Composer doesn't have those in the current record. It's about like roughly 10 seconds of time save in my favor, the way I'm doing it. Oh my god damn it. I just gotta go this way, like fuck it. Composer does it shirtless? I don't know about that. Composer does not use webcam, so I don't know. They could. Could be, for all I know, it could be naked. For all you know, I could be naked. Okay, this is actually not a bad gem counter. I recovered it pretty decently in Bog there. Still lost time. Like, a world record is definitely dead here. Like, the time I saved from Shempless routing was definitely lost in under gemming. But we're good. Dude, it's so crazy how precise you have to be with that drop down. Because you're like right in his face when you like land in front of him, so you better make sure you're facing the exact right direction. Can't even be like a little bit off. Might still get the best of today. Sorry if you jinxed it. Pata, I want you to know that no matter what you type, you have no effect on my gameplay. And secondly, yeah, this could still be the best run of today, for sure. My best run of the day so far is like a fucking 39 or something, so as long as I make it to the end and don't take a million rats, I should be able to 38 this at least. Right now, I think we're still on 37 pace. We'll see. Definitely missed a few gems here. Yeah, world record has first try rat proxy. I think. Does it? I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, went the wrong way. That's gonna cost me 5 gems actually, going that way. That's enough. I'm just gonna wait for the cycles and stuff. More time lost. Just wasn't paying attention. Wait this. Grab these. I don't know if I need these. I didn't look at the gem count exiting. I should be alright now. If I wasn't, now I am. Back from the gym, how have runs been? Runs have been good. Or actually the runs have been bad, but that's because I've been no resetting. So the vibes have been good today, and the actual speed has been just alright. This run can still, as I said earlier, this run can 37, I think, if I have a strong Dreamweavers. So yeah, I hope you had a good time at the gym, Marathon. Almost fell there because I was trying to scratch my nose. Really? Some bullshit. Thank you very much. I'll take it. I love you too. I'll take a look after this level. I may not know who's loving me yet, but I will find out. Guinness Buddha with the $2, man. Thank you. I do love you too, Guinness. I'm actually a little over gemmed here. I can like skip a couple gems. Skip like a 2. That's okay. I'll skip that guy's 2. Oh, that's really bad. Fucking whiffed everything there. Can't skip that many 2s. Oh my Jesus, fuck it. It's gonna be one of these jocks. It's fine. Give it to me. Died there. Come on. Yeah, of course, you know? Like, it's gonna be one of those jocks. Can't do nothing in this level, man. Thank you, Ganon the Sage, for the Prime. And thanks for the good luck, dude. Imagine having a jock like this on world record pace. I would cry. I would actually be so upset. CatTube, I don't mean to be mean, but can you not talk about yourself in third person? It's just kind of cringe for me. just gotta be totally honest with you. But welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream. Let's see if we can get this fucking rat proxy, guys. Ugh, close. Fuck. What's up, bananas? Thank you for the Prime. No 37 for me. Come on. Yeah, I haven't had a single good rat proxy today. Oh well. No. Doesn't help that I'm just fucking up the execution as well. game won't give it to me. Understandable. There we go. Chilling. This way of rat is different from what you're doing the first thing. I was trying it before my first world record. When I first got world record in this game with a mid 38, I was doing rat proxy by jumping over the rat as it ran into the corner, which requires more RNG from the rat in your favor to actually work. So this way of doing it where I charge him from behind is the way to do it. GG, another 39 for the books. I'll take it. GG, everybody. So yeah, that was like pretty much my first day back, I would say. I don't think I'm going to do another run. We just hit the 3-hour mark. I'm feeling a little hot. And not in like a sexy way, in like a sweaty way.
So now there's
I'm gonna find someone to raid at this point, but yeah, that was nice first day back. For being hungover and not playing in 3 days, I'll fucking take these runs. I will fucking take it.
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Hopefully more like them, hopefully more better than them, actually. We get some good rat proxies, that would be fucking excellent, but in due time. I'll be back tomorrow, everybody. I hope you all have a great one. Let's see who's online right now. Leppy doing some Spyro. I'll raid Leppy.
One above all.
I love me some TITTY sprinkles. Good runs today there.
Thank you, Royal Aspects. I appreciate that $5, man. I like titty sprinkles as well. I don't even know what that means. Leppy just going into loot right now. We gotta hype him up. Well, that was a nice little stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I quite enjoyed that. Very low pressure grind. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I'll be back on tomorrow, like I said. We're going California sober this week, grinding, smoking mad weed, not before my grind. I gotta do it in grind, then weed in that order. So you guys know what I'm up to after this run. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful day once again, and I love you all very much. Peace out.